Good morning guys, and welcome to part 4 of this Spire Ultra Recce series. I managed to find my way back to this tree where we left off last time at the 15-kilometre mark of the Spire route. Today we're going to be exploring kilometres 16 to 20, which will leave us fairly close to the reservoirs at Lineker, and we get to enjoy Frithel Lane this morning, or as I like to call it, Never Ending Lane. Apart from that, there's plenty of variety on the route, so without further ado, let's get going.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
So here we go, just heading down this trail through the woods. See a little yellow sign there to let us know we're on the right path. And we drop down right into the bottom of the valley here where there's a little wooden bridge to cross. Some rickety old style to get through. And then we start heading up the hill again.
Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great.
Nice and easy to navigate along here.
First day, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine.
Then we pop out of the woods into this field. Now, most of the Spire Ultra route follows the Chesterfield round walk, and if you carry on around the field to the left there, that would be the round walk route. You can see the arrow pointing left on the sign there, but we're ignoring this one because this is where the Ultra and the Spire route diverge. We're heading along cliff bottoms, which is hilarious. And we're just carrying on following this muddy single track through the woods. There's another bit of water / mud to cross over here. There's a few rickety stepping stones, or you can just jump straight across. A few more muddy bits in the winter. I don't know what that will be like in May. Hopefully a little bit drier. And then we're just gradually making our way up the hill. There's a bit of a fork here, but it doesn't matter which way you go, as it's one of those where they just join back up 10 metres later and you're back on a single path. Don't get distracted by the yellow signs up ahead. We're going left and going up this steep hill. Where else would we be going? Getting a few more sloppy bits for me to deal with today. Whiz up this hill, you can see how the sky disappears as we go up the steep bits, over this stile and out onto Chandler Hill Lane, where we go up the hill. Follow the lane until you see a road branching off to the right. You can see a public footpath sign there as well, pointing right. Slightly tricky navigation bit here. We turn left onto a barely visible little brown path to the left, heading towards a tree, and then you can spot the steps and the stile as you get closer. Into the field we want to turn diagonally right towards the kind of middle set of 3 trees. It's a bit hard to make out the path again. As we get closer to the trees, we see that some hedges make a bit of a corner here, and we're heading for that corner. You can see the stile where we're going to escape. And then we do a short hop over to the tallest nearby trees and the muddiest section, of course. And then carry on in roughly the same direction we were headed. Again, the path's hard to spot on this bit. There's a little yellow danger of death sign on the post there, so of course we're heading for that. And we just follow the tractor trail here towards the next field. So as we make our way into the next field, you want to be just following the tractor trail really. I was trying to avoid some mud and puddles quite unsuccessfully by veering left a bit. Didn't quite go to plan. There's that one tall tree up ahead. We want to keep just to the left of that one. And as we pass the tree, you can see a telegraph pole in the distance with some bushes to the right of it. Again, we keep just to the left of the telegraph pole because we want to go around the back of the bushes to get to the exit. Once you're behind the bushes, you'll eventually be able to spot the stile. And then there's a nice clear path in this field heading diagonally to the left. There's a little bridge there, one or two wobbly paving slabs, and then a fairly clear path to follow to the next batch of trees. And this one, there's a nice inviting little gate into a field there, but we ignore that. We want to turn right onto the path come stream come swamp, of course. And then up ahead there's a sign pointing left down Pocknage Lane. Or up it, I should say. It's quite messy and muddy down in this bottom section, but it does dry out as we get further up the hill. Eventually get to this gate, which is on somebody's property. I try and hold on to the hook thing there very carefully because when you drop it, it makes a right clang against the gate, as I found out the first time I came this way. So just tiptoe onto the driveway and turn left. Should start to hear and see the traffic up ahead now. As we reach the end of the drive, we want to be going up the hill to the left, but the route takes you right first down to the safer crossing point. I think there's a marshal down here on race day if I remember correctly. We want to get to where there's that little central reservation. Then we can cross halfway and the rest of the way and then go up the hill to the left. I know it seems like we're constantly going uphill. Certainly feels that way. Now somewhere up on this section there is a water station and a checkpoint. You need to make sure they take your number and write down the fact that you've passed by, and you can refill your water bottles if you need to. I think it's on this bit where there's a little kind of side road come lay by next to the path, so there's extra room for all involved. going up the hill. That barking dog always scares the life out of me. As we approach the petrol station, it's a sharp right onto Westwick Lane, I think it is. And up the hill.
Morning.
So we're approaching my favourite lane on the left here, Frithell Lane, aka Never Ending Lane. It drops downhill to begin with, so it's not all bad. It is quite narrow on here, so if you meet traffic, you need to breathe in. Here's me trying to find somewhere to hide from the car that's coming up the hill. Just have to lean into the spiky bush, of course. And away we go. There are a few properties that we pass by or through on Frithell Lane. So I'm just tiptoeing through this one. Before I go back into clomping mode as I've passed through. Now we're going up. Up Never Ending Lane. Past another property there. Keep going up the hill. Pass through another property here. Just turning to the left there's a gate where the Chesterfield round walk route joins back up with this one. You remember we diverged from it just before Cliff Bottoms. Well, that's where it meets. So we're back on the round walk route at this point. I think this bit's relatively flat where the farm is. And now we're climbing again. If you're waiting for an uphill section to eat something, you could have a 4-course meal on this bit. Still on Frithell Lane, still going upwards. And we just about made it. So at the top of the lane, we're turning right through a gateway into this huge farm. Stick to the wide road which veers to the left a bit here. You see the red and green sign on the side of that building there. Just head towards that. That's just warning you to look out for farm traffic, so keep your wits about you. And we just turn to the left behind the building and follow this big road come driveway out of the farm. turn off to the right there. I'm not sure if there's some kind of camping place down there. When we reach this gate, just skirt around it to the left. And then just keep going straight ahead here. See the kind of mouldy little bit of road there. Head for that one. Keep the wall on your right, and then carry on onto the grass where the hedge is on your right. Just keep going straight ahead. You can see the little exit there. After which we'll be crossing the road. Don't head for that gate with the green sign on. That basically says don't come in here. There's a public footpath sign just to the left of the hedge there. And a little narrow gap to go through. Always a muddy puddle on the other side of this gate, as far as I can tell. One or two little stepping stones that you can balance on if you're lucky. Just keep the wall on your right and follow the edge of the field. Then we reach this gate to exit. There's a glove there if you've got one cold hand. And again, keep the edge of the field on your right. And we can see the exit straight ahead by the tree. We're only going about halfway down this field. You can see a white sign telling us about a footpath, and at that point we climb over the wall into the next field, which does pretty much always have horses in. Sometimes they gather around this point as well, so that freaks me out a bit. I don't really feel like jumping down and then getting kicked in the ghoulies, so yeah, I just think I'll just turn around here to show you that the horses are gathered on the right at the moment. And now I'm just trying to find where the path is, because it's hard to spot, but there is a dark green bit somewhere amongst that. I think I've just about spotted it at this point. Make my way across, and then we just head into the far corner of the field. And that corner of the field is where this 5k section comes to a close.
There we go then, kilometres 16 to 20 done. That's section 4 of the Spire Ultra Recce completed. We'll find out what's through the little gateway there next time in part 5, and will take us up to kilometres 25 on that one. So thanks for joining me today, guys. It's been a fairly chilly morning. Feels like -1 apparently. I can well believe that. I'm going to head back up the field now and back to where I left the car in Holymoorside. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you soon.
I'm so late, you sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place, I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.